Welcome back to Gold Derby. I'm Christopher Rosen. I'm joined by Joyce Ng. Joyce, it's the moment we've been waiting for. Our Golden Globes winners predictions.
Really?
So much fun. The Hollywood Foreign Press has been waiting with bated breath to hear what we have to say.
They've been waiting to get back on TV.
It's going to be a great ceremony. Quentin Tarantino, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, they're all going to be there.
And they have like a special musical guest now too.
Yeah, who is that?
I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot her name.
Let me see it, and then you forgot. You laid it up.
I mean, I just glanced at it yesterday, and then I was like,
"Let me see."
It's like we're back from break. It's like it's January. Like, at least a week to get into this.
Really?
Chloe Flower.
Right.
She recently performed at the Kennedy Center Honors. So.
I mean, it's a pretty impressive lineup of stars, Joyce. Like I said, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Quentin Tarantino, Niecy Nash-Betts, Billy Porter, Coleman Domingo, Poker Face star Natasha Lyonne.
Peacock, Stay in the Family.
Love it.
Like, is she gonna do the Glass Onion clip?
I don't think so. I think she's gonna do the Poker Face, which I've watched screeners of, Joyce, and is a delight. One of my new favorites.
Speaking of murder mysteries, I rewatched Glass Onion.
Yes, so did I. What'd you think?
I rewatched it by myself anyway.
Okay.
But on New Year's Day, I watched it with my friends who hadn't seen it yet.
Okay.
So the general public discourse over this movie is very funny to me now that it's out on Netflix.
It's strange, right?
But my friend, she liked it, but she was disappointed that she clocked Edward Norton. Spoiler alert.
Well,
but then I was like, okay, but like when the cast was announced, most people clocked Edward Norton, even as a joke,
Well, it's funny. I read an interview yesterday with Ryan Johnson on Vulture.com, Joyce, and he basically said you watch it. I mean, the movie, he gives away the whole movie.
Oh yeah, well that's the whole point. That's like the metaphor. Though, like he's not hiding anything.
No, nothing is hiding about it.
It's a glass onion.
We watched it with Case's parents. My in-laws were here for Christmas, so we watched it with them. We had watched the Knives Out because I bought it on 4K Blu-ray because I love physical media, and watched Knives Out first and then Glass Onion. I like Knives Out better. I've decided.
Oh, I've always, even after when I saw Glass Onion 2 months ago now, I had a good time, but I still prefer the first one.
It's definitely, I think the first one's better, and the reason I think I realized is I think the cast is better.
Oh, no, so I think we talked about this last time or months ago, but right. I like not an issue, but like a thing for me was that I think the first movie's cast, like it was larger too, and I know this one was probably smaller because of COVID, but the first one, I felt like they made better use of all the characters in the cast, and everyone had like a memorable moment. You really got to know them, and here it's really kind of focused outside of Benoit Blanc, 2 characters really.
Yeah.
So,
and it felt like that's the difference to me, but a great enjoyable movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, it won the Golden Globe.
I don't believe it will, and I'm not even sure it's going to get an Oscar nomination. So we're not talking about the Oscars yet. I have so much more. I've made a lot of changes, let's say.
I haven't even done that because I got distracted. So I have to do these live. And who knows? We're recording this 6 days before the ceremony. Yes. So I might make some more changes.
Who knows? These are maybe not final, but they're mostly final, I would say. So we'll start with film. And then I know usually we do like a TV separate, but because we have so much to do, because there's just a lot of shows, Joyce, SAG nominees coming up.
Next week is very busy.
So we're going to do TV and film together. We're going to start with film. So if you're watching this and you're like, man, I love TV, just skip ahead. But the film one is what I think we're going to have most fun with, let's say.
We're going to have, in our stats, like the TV section is just going to have a huge drop off.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So film drama, Joyce. I'm going to start with a bang. I've got Elvis winning.
Well, let's read the nominees.
Okay. So the nominees were Avatar, Elvis, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. And I went with Elvis.
So I haven't touched this since like nominations.
Sure.
I had just put in at the time, I Fabelmans because it was the only one that got into director and screenplay.
Sure.
But I want to put something else, and I don't know what.
Well, I mean, Avatar would be maybe the option because
Avatar, I know that it's a very popular pick for a lot of people, and I do have it in second here when I did these on December 13th.
Right.
Before the movie even came out, and now is closing in on 2 billion worldwide. King of the World wins again.
Don't bet against James Cameron. That's what they told us, Joyce.
So, and like, this is, basically what happened last time with the first Avatar. It won film and he won director. So I can see it happening again with recency bias. But then I'm also like, it doesn't really, even though it's such a huge success, it doesn't really have like the new novelty factor of the first one. So I don't know if they'll necessarily go back to it. And then I thought about Elvis because not to go ahead into director, but I was like, Baz Luhrmann can really win director. And I'm like, what if they pair them up? But then over break, I also rewatched your favorite film of 2022 twice, Top Gun Maverick.
Let's go.
And I'm like, what if that just wins?
Well, I'll tell you what, spoiler alert for my SAG predictions, which we'll do in another episode, but Top Gun Maverick is going to factor into that one pretty heavily, I think.
Oh, mine too.
So I would not be surprised if Top Gun Maverick won, and I do think it could very easily win. I would almost have it in third right now. The reason I put Elvis in first for me is I just think I have it getting another win, and that's Austin Butler. So spoiler alert there. Apologies to Brendan Fraser. And I think, like you said, Baz Luhrmann is a serious contender for director. I just think it feels like the most Globesy movie. And I think it's better in almost every facet than Bohemian Rhapsody. And that one is just in my head. And I'm like, they clearly like that kind of movie. And this is a better version of that kind of movie. And these other movies, I think, I just think there's going to be too much of a split between Avatar and Top Gun. I think there could be. And that's why I put Elvis ahead. I don't think there's a lot of passion for the Fabelmans from this group. No basis for that.
Just, and like, but yeah, I have too many options. We didn't even mention Tar.
Tar, I think, has no chance.
There.
And watch it win. But I would put that in a steady fifth. I would have it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Should I just do Top Gun? I don't know.
I mean, go for it. Like you said, these aren't final, so you could change it.
They're final.
They're final in quotes
on January 4th.
Right.
I don't even know if I want to do a split though.
I think Top Gun has less of a chance because Kaczynski didn't get in for director. Not that it matters, but maybe it does.
Yeah, I think people are holding Tom Cruise's snub against it, but then I don't know. It is
like, I mean, I will say again, another movie that over the break, it felt like all I heard was people being like, man, Top Gun rules. People love it, and it has not died down. Not even Avatar has slowed the Top Gun.
I mean, I told
train.
You when it hit that Thursday, when it dropped on Paramount Plus, I was with my friend who I took to see the movie on my birthday for his birthday present 2 years on, because that's what he asked for in 2020. And then he was just like, oh, I just want to watch the end one day, steal the jet. So I mean, he just fast forwarded it.
Can't knock it. It's great. Rooster, baby. I got a text from my buddy.
But then also like, ever since then, he's just been like quoting Hangman when he's just like, I'm good, Rooster. I'm very good.
Just a great Glenn Powell performance. We're sleeping on this, and that's why I think it'll rate at SAG. But right now, I'm sticking with Elvis because I just think Elvis feels like the Globesy thing. I could see the headlines. And they really, another movie that I think, again, we talked about this a lot for a while. Everything Everywhere, Elvis and Top Gun, for whatever reason, probably because they were theatrical releases that were in theaters for so long, have really stuck. I feel like they're just not going away. They're hanging around.
Yeah, and all box office successes.
Right.
They all had their time to shine.
Yeah.
I mean, like Elvis and Top Gun overlapped for like a month.
Yeah, they did.
Or like they were a month apart. But I'm gonna put Top Gun in first for now.
Go for it. Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll just keep it there.
Love it. So far, so we started with a bang, Joyce. For Best Film Drama Actress, the nominees were Cate Blanchett, Michelle Williams, Viola Davis, Ana de Armas, and Olivia Colman, and I have Cate Blanchett.
Same.
I'm gonna have Cate Blanchett all over the place. I just think that this is she is no one has really stepped up to take her down. And I think it just seems like the most obvious winner, even maybe more so than Ki Kwan, though I have him winning later as well. A spoiler alert.
I just don't. I think I have currently Michelle Williams in second, but I can actually see Ana de Armas upsetting her. I'm not predicting it, but
I have Michelle Williams in
I
second
feel like
too.
that's more viable. Like,
sure, why not?
I mean, she definitely, that movie, and or like her specifically, not the movie necessarily, but she has a lot more international support for her performance than she has domestically.
And I'll give it, I'm going to say we've mocked the Globes and everyone has mocked them. I would say one of the things I do, having her nominated here, I think is good, because while the movie was divisive would be kind, then not the most beloved movie. Everyone like gave a hat tip to Ana de Armas, and
yeah, like her ink was always good.
And she's really not going to get recognized probably anywhere else, so that she's nominated here, I think, is very nice.
She could, I mean, maybe she'll be
BAFTA?
long listed at BAFTA.
Yeah.
Like she did get into London Critics.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Cate Blanchett, congratulations on your Golden Globe, Kate, I guess. For Best Film Drama Actor, I spoiled this earlier, Joyce, but I have Austin Butler winning. The other nominees are Brendan Fraser, Bill Nye, Hugh Jackman, and Jeremy Pope.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had him here, so
I almost think that Bill Nye is in second. And I think
because he's British.
I do, and I think if there was an upset here, it would be Bill Nye, not Brendan Fraser.
I mean, those are definitely the top three, let's say.
Certainly. No offense to Jeremy Pope and Hugh Jackman, who are both very good performers. But I just think the buzz on Brendan, the Whale is kind of not sustained a lot of buzz, Joyce.
I mean, I think it's doing fine. It's very well, my friend saw it over break too. She did not know what to expect. And then she texted me. And all she wrote was, I just watched a whale, and then she sent the straight line emoji face.
That's a good review. That's a good letterbox review.
Yeah. So yeah, she had a lot of thoughts on it. And she was gonna see it with her mom, but her mom tested positive for COVID. But then she told her mom, he's like, I will not recommend it for you. But no, I think it is being seen. Like it's box offices. It's done better than some other prestige movies this fall, let's say. So, certainly. And I think it is very broadly appealing. Like it's divisive, but I think like you understand why people like it. And then there's obviously the other factor of like, are they gonna try to make it up to Brendan Fraser? So
I kind of feel like I don't know if that's going to be on their mind. I don't know. I have no idea.
And then, well, so also obviously they've added like 100 voting members to this, right? So I don't know if these people care about past Globe history. You know, like especially when they were not part of that either. And then I also think because there are more voters now, it really might diminish the upsets that you might expect,
right?
Because it's just gonna like you need more votes. It might build more consensus. You know, when there's only like 98 people, chances are higher for an upset. So I feel like we might get a lot of chalk winners.
Maybe. I think so. For best, I lost my page. Oh no. Next up, Joyce. Best film comedy musical. The nominees are Everything Everywhere, The Banshees of Inisherin, Glass Onion, Babylon, and Triangle of Sadness. And I have Everything Everywhere All at Once winning.
So I have that right now, but I think this is one of the tight races, obviously, because Banshees has 8 nominations.
Yes, could do really well. Would not be surprised if it won at all.
Yeah. So I think I put Everything Everywhere here last month because it's like the bigger movie, and I think they could just split it like they could give each movie 3 awards, right?
That's what we were. That was my guess.
But they also, I mean, like they, like Banshees, just because it has 8 nominations doesn't need to win a lot or all of them. I'm like Cold Mountain had 8 nominations, didn't do that well. And but they also love Martin McDonagh, and 3 Billboards won 4 Globes. And it can win the same for film, lead, supporting, and screenplay.
I can definitely see it. I think this is an incredibly close race, I would say. Let me look on our odds. I think most people are pretty much split. Let's see. 1,900 votes for Everything Everywhere, about 800 votes for Banshees, which doesn't sound close, but it's way closer than a lot of these other ones. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think they'll go Everything Everywhere because of what you just said previously. It's a bigger group, and I think the consensus is Everything Everywhere, and people are just kind of rubber stamping that through at this point. We've seen so many critics groups just be like, Everything Everywhere, there it is again. So I kind of feel like they're just going to go with the herd.
Yeah, but I mean, they clearly do like Banshees, and it is definitely their type of
for sure
film. So
I also think it's a new Globes, Joyce. This would be it would be a great sign to show that it's a new Globes.
How does it show it's a new Globes?
I don't know, that they're not picking like the white guys in the movie talking to each other. They're gonna save that for Elvis.
I'm gonna do Banshees.
Okay. You're not sure that it's a new Globes.
It's the same Globes with more members.
Okay.
More voting members.
I don't think that's a wrong instinct to put Banshees in first. I'm gonna stick with Everything Everywhere though. For best film comedy musical actress, the nominees are Michelle Yeoh, Margot Robbie, Leslie Manville, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Emma Thompson. And I have Michelle Yeoh winning.
Yeah, I don't know what else is there to say.
Not much. I think Emma Thompson would maybe be a strong runner-up choice.
I have Anya in second.
Interesting. I'm biased against that movie, so I have her in last. But I did like her in the movie.
I know. I'm sorry. I have Margot in.
Okay, second. I have Margot in third.
But yeah, I don't know. It'll be a great moment. I'm sure her speech will be great.
Yeah,
she's really good at this campaigning stuff. So
will be interesting to see. Like this is why, again, having the televised awards back and having the Globes here is interesting. Like we said, they've kind of split, I feel like, more so than not, the critics groups, right? Like Kate and Michelle have won pretty
like
back
comes for no one,
right? But it feels like Kate's going to steamroll. But if Michelle, once we get to televised awards, but if Michelle gives a great speech here, it's very easy to imagine a world where she could really gather a lot of momentum, I would say.
I mean, I think it's pretty evenly split between them as we head into that. I think the general feeling is that they'll each win a Globe, right?
Right.
And then most people have Michelle winning SAG. Mm-hmm. And most people think Kate will win BAFTA.
Right.
And then there's Critics' Choice, where they could tie. So
right.
So I think that's kind of, I don't know if want is the right word, because I'm sure, the stands for each person and each film will just want their fave to steamroll. But I think that's more exciting if they do split that way heading into the Oscars.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, I think they'll each check off the Globe
for sure
on the ledger next week.
For best film comedy musical actor choice, Colin Farrell, Daniel Craig, Diego Calva, Ralph Fiennes, and Adam Driver. And I have Colin Farrell winning here. This seems like one of the most obvious picks.
I mean, nothing else to say. Like, just a lot of these categories are pretty secure.
Pretty chalked. I have Daniel Craig in second.
Same. I mean,
really fun performance. Love him. Love Benoit Blanc. More Benoit Blanc, Joyce. Can't wait for Knives Out 3.
I know. Like where will they go next? Because they were in the US in the first one, and then in Europe in the second one. Are they going to go to Asia?
Well, that's the only problem with that is I feel like maybe, but like Mike White said that White Lotus season 3 might go to Japan. So I feel like is he going to be chasing Mike White because we did the same kind of progression.
Well, White Lotus is chasing Knives Out because
But now it's not though, right? Because like White Lotus.
Well, no, because
this season
they filmed like White Lotus season 2 came out first,
right?
But they filmed Glass Onion last summer.
Sure, but I'm just saying they came out first.
We knew it was filming in Greece. It wasn't a surprise.
No, but like it came out first.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it was filming when White Lotus season 1 was airing.
Right. But now we know that Mike White said Japan for White Lotus season 3, maybe. So then now Ryan Johnson, once he
they should just really go like make it like a rom-com situation with Benoit and Philip, aka Hugh Grant.
Would be great.
So
what if they went to space? Is it too soon to go to space?
It's too soon to go to space. That's like the 5th installment.
Okay.
Really, and then they should just use the title card from Endgame when it's space.
What if they did?
Oh no, Infinity War, right? Which one is it?
Infinity War, I think. What if they did? So we had like a fall setting and like a summer setting. So we got to do a different season, I feel like, too. So what if we did like a ski, like House of Gucci-esque?
Well, that would just be in like Austria or like Switzerland.
Or like the Rockies, the American West, Joyce.
I like Aspen is so overdone.
I mean, could be fun. I don't know.
I think spring would be the hardest to do.
Yeah.
Because it's just like nice weather, like April 25th, the perfect date. You just need a light jacket.
Right. So
yeah.
This is for film supporting actress choice, which combines drama and comedy into one category. The nominees are Jamie Lee Curtis, Kerry Condon, Angela Bassett, Dolly DeLeon, and Carey Mulligan. And Joyce, I have Angela Bassett winning here against Jamie Lee Curtis. I went with Angela.
This is one of the few categories that's up in the air.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure after the ceremony, we'll all, in like 2020 hindsight, just be like, that was so obvious.
Right. It seems like it's a 3-person
no matter who wins
between Jamie Lee, Kerry Condon, and Angela Bassett. Jamie Lee is in first in our odds, Kerry Condon in second, and Angela Bassett in third.
So I have Kerry.
Okay.
And I have Dolly in second and Jamie in third. I think Jamie is first in the odds, right?
She is, but very close. There's less than 100.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
Separating these two.
I don't know if Everything Everywhere will win 3 acting awards.
I don't think it will. I think the reason everybody
I don't even know if that's ever happened. I know it's happened in TV at the Globes, but I don't know if it's ever happened in film at the Globes.
So the reason everyone had her winning, I think, is because she's basically Miss Golden Globe, Joyce.
Yeah, she's a huge supporter of the HFPA.
Yeah.
She's won 2. This is her 8th nomination.
Right. So it just seems like that more than anything else is why people have her winning. Kerry Condon has the beloved movie as well, and probably the better performance / even though Stephanie Sue isn't nominated here, I still think Jamie Lee Curtis is like by osmosis competing with her here because she's like just in the same movie with her, right? So like, I don't know. I put Angela Bassett in first because I think those two might split the votes enough that Angela Bassett pops to the top.
Well, I have Dolly in second because I think she could just be like the cool like Euro choice.
Certainly likely, but are the Globes cool Euros? I guess would be my.
That's the vibe they generate typically.
That's the vibe they want to generate, but do they succeed?
But like that's the type of pick that would win.
Yeah.
It's like when they did Aaron Taylor Johnson for Nocturnal Animals.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
So, yeah. And
great movie, great score.
I love love the ATJs just winning Globes. We have 2 ATJs who have won Globes.
Yeah.
So yeah, great stuff.
Future Bond, if you believe Puck, Joyce. He talked to the Broccolis about being Bond.
I mean, will I watch his Bond era because I miss Daniel Craig's.
If you watch Bullet Train, it's a pretty compelling, audition reel for him as Bond, I'd say.
I mean, I've seen Age of Ultron. How about that?
Not as good.
Okay.
You didn't see that coming. This is a fun cat. Like you said, I think when this comes down to it, like it'll be obvious, but I do think there's a case for 4 of these people to win. Carey Mulligan, no offense, I love your performance, but I don't think you have as much of a shot as the other.
It'll be very funny if she does win, because people thought she would win for Promising Young Woman, and she did not.
So we'll look forward to seeing that one. For supporting actor, Joyce, and I'm your Ke Kwan for Everything Everywhere, Brendan Gleeson for Banshees, Barry Keoghan for Banshees, Brad Pitt for Babylon, and Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse. And I have Ke Kwan winning for Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, again, nothing to say.
We'll love it as a TV moment. I think if Brendan Gleeson wins, I wouldn't be surprised because of the Globes, but I do think Ke Kwan still is probably safe here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really, I mean, maybe like 3 months ago, I could have made a better argument for Brendan upsetting here, but I just don't see that anymore.
The other problem I think for Brendan as an upset pick in any of these awards is that unlike like last year, we had Cody Smith-McPhee and Jesse Plemons, right? Where ended up being nominated together, and there's been a lot of double male nominees in this category, but I think Barry Keoghan is so good in Banshees, and like I think that could like it's hard to pick a favorite there. So if you're a Banshees fan,
like Brendan's problem, I guess, is that Barry manifested himself early on in the season, as opposed to Jesse. Even though I was predicting Jesse Plemons in December 2021, but it wasn't until he got that BAFTA nomination that people started predicting him for the Oscars, you know?
I think he's manifesting because he's just so good. It's like undeniable. Barry.
Yeah, like I think if Barry had not gotten in here, or he was more of like a Hope Diction like fringe contender right now, that would be better for Brendan. But like they've been getting in everywhere basically.
Yep.
So it is harder for him to win. Yep. Here, but yeah, I don't know. So
next up, Joyce, we have Best Director. This one is tough, it seems, but the nominees are Steven Spielberg, The Daniels, James Cameron, Martin McDonagh, and Baz Luhrmann. I'm sticking with Spielberg for no other reason than I just think it's like that has become the Jane Campion thing, where it's just like, hey, we're going to give Steven Spielberg a high five here from this group. But I have Baz Luhrmann in second.
He's still not Jane though, because she was winning everything.
I think that
barely won anything.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I think it's different because of the critic component. No critic is going to give Steven Spielberg a Best Director, where they're going to stick to the Daniels for whatever reason. But I have Baz Luhrmann in second because I think you were right on. I think he can easily win here.
I don't know. I mean, yes, I originally had Spielberg, so I guess I could just keep him. It's hard. Well, because now that I've switched to Top Gun Maverick, I can't even match here. So the last time there was a split was Bo Rap, for obvious reasons, and Alfonso Cuarón won director for Roma. But yeah, they've matched with Drama Picture since then. I could see this. I guess if Spielberg does win, I can see this being like his Scorsese Hugo Globe.
I mean, I kind of think yes. Like I just feel like that's how it's gonna go.
And then he ends up losing the Oscar.
Well, I don't think he's gonna lose the Oscar, but I mean, we'll see.
So I don't know. I mean, I can also see the Daniels winning.
I mean, if the Daniels win, I think that's like a big deal to me. With this group, with this group of nominees, I think if they actually won, it would be like significant.
I know, but then I just went off of it from like film. So, because even I went to Banshees for film, I don't think Martin is winning this.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just keep Spielberg. I have no idea. I don't know.
For best film screenplay, Joyce, the nominees are Banshees, Everything Everywhere, The Fabelmans, Women Talking, and Tar. And here I have Banshees winning with Mark McDonough.
Yeah. So
this feels like very safe, even if Everything Everywhere wins elsewhere. I think that the screenplay one will go here. Not sure how this will play out at the Oscars, but I think good safe bet for the Globes.
Yeah. Again, nothing really to add. I don't
know. For animated feature, we have 3 more Globes film categories, Joyce, including 4 more, excuse me, and before we get to TV. But for animated feature, Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell Turning Red, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and EEAAO. I have Pinocchio winning, but I gotta tell you, I really thought about putting Puss in Boots up in here. Get a little NBC Universal synergy here at the Globes. Not that it's corrupt, though.
Listen, a lot of people like that movie.
Would the plausible deniability there, Joyce? People like it. No, but I have Pinocchio winning. Yeah, so. Pinocchio winning. Seemingly a locked-in win here. People really like Pinocchio. For foreign language film, which they have here at the Golden Globes, the nominees are RRR, All Quiet on the Western Front, Decision to Leave, Close, and Argentina 1985. And Joyce, I have All Quiet on the Western Front winning.
I have that in second. I have RRR in first. I could see either of them.
I had RRR in first, and then I watched All Quiet on the Western Front over break, and now I think it's going to win here, and I think it's going to get a Best Picture
that's just
nomination.
What you do.
And I think it's going to get it. It just is. I feel like we're hope dicting RRR a little too much.
I'm not even like hope dicting it. I think they both have appeal to.
I think we as the collective are hoping that.
The internet for sure.
So I think when in reality, All Quiet on the Western Front is like way more of an awards safe bet in a lot of ceremonies.
It's a very well made,
very well made, very well traditional film. So I have All Quiet on the Western Front winning. If RR won, I wouldn't be surprised, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I've made a lot of changes today, so I don't know if I want to make another change.
Yeah. For best score, Joyce, the nominees were Babylon, Women Talking, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, and Pinocchio. And I have Babylon winning.
Oh, you're gonna go for another Justin Hurwitz.
Yep.
What do I have? Oh my gosh, it's not saving. I have Pinocchio.
Good bet. This is, again, this category at every ceremony is going to be incredibly competitive, and you can make an argument for all 5 nominees. I think a pretty legitimate argument here for all of them.
Yeah, these are all great scores.
Great scores with like iconic composers who have had past award success. I mean, I can't argue any of it. You could have told me, Banshees wins here. I'd be sure. They love Banshees.
Banshees winning 5 awards.
I mean, well, maybe. They got 8 nominations. Only reason I'm not convinced Babylon will win is because even though it had 4 other nominations, excuse me, I'm not convinced they really loved it. This group. I don't know. I think Giselle would have gotten a nomination if they were like way in the tank for it.
Well, I mean, they don't have to love the film just to.
No, but I think I think everybody's too lazy. I think they want to just like double up on winners and everything. So the Pinocchio win makes sense because it's going to win animated feature. So why not?
I mean, listen, they gave it to him for First Man, and I think the only other nomination I got was for Claire Foy.
True.
So, but the First Man score is really great.
I gotta say, this one rules. I'm so into Babylon, Joyce. You might not have heard.
It's just kind of like a La La Land remix to me. The score, like, it's good, but I'm just like, okay, sure.
My thing was, this is gonna sound really dumb, but when I interviewed Justin Hurwitz, Joyce, so that also helps.
Of course, that's why you're predicting him.
But one of the things I said to him was like, this movie is so indebted to like Wolf of Wall Street and Boogie Nights, And those movies had the benefit of needle drops. And Babylon doesn't really have a lot of needle drops because it's set in the 1920s. And even if it did have needle drops, you'd be like, what are these old songs? So he's got to like write score music that is as earwormy and good as like Layla or, you know, Sister Christian or whatever, you know. And I think he did. I just think it's an incredible like achievement, this score. It's like really listenable. There's a lot of good like melodies.
It is. I think I would like it a lot more if La La Land did not exist.
Sure. So that was that category. Now we have song, Joyce. The nominees are Top Gun Maverick, Hold My Hand, Black Panther, Lift Me Up, Not To from RRR, Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing, and Ciao Papa from Pinocchio. And I have Lady Gaga, a Globe favorite, winning for Top Gun Maverick and Hold My Hand.
I do as well.
Feels like this is a great way to double up on Top Gun winning, right? It's got 2 wins here.
I'm going to have Top Gun going 2 for 2.
Great song. I think, again, people are hope dicting RRR and Not To, but I just wonder if it's going to be like a Husavik situation, like we had discussed at the short list time.
I have that, and yeah, I have that in second, and I have Lift Me Up in third.
I have that flipped. I have Lift Me Up in second and Not To in third.
I think like the other thing that might help Hold My Hand is that it's also incorporated in the score, or like the new score. So if you've been watching the movie repeatedly, you'll just hear the score or like the music throughout, and that's the tune, the melody for the song. Are you on mute?
It was muted because I was singing. It was new to mute.
I was like, wait, am I going deaf, or are you?
No, I'm not even going to do it again. That was the one shot. I had the falsetto. I had it all. It was great.
Incredible. We don't have the rights to play that, I guess.
That's true. Yeah. That's it. That's film. So now welcome to the TV predictions here at the Golden Globes. We're so excited. Can't wait for the TV awards. We're going to start with drama series choice. Severance, The Crown, House of the Dragon, Better Call Saul, and Ozark. And I have Severance winning.
I think that's the popular pick.
It's
right?
in first place in our odds.
Yeah. So when I did these a month ago, I put my fave Better Call Saul in first.
You gonna stick with it?
My thing about this category is I feel like all of these nominees, or not feel like, but like they all missed a key nomination somewhere, right? At least one. Mm-hmm. So none of them have shown overwhelming strength anywhere. So I don't know if anyone is actually out in front. So yes, I see the case for Severance winning, and it makes a lot of sense.
My alternate was actually House of the Dragon. I don't think it's out. I think it could really win. It's in third in our odds. Again, The Crown is in second.
I mean, I have it in third because I had to put something in third.
But I think House of the Dragon could actually win. I do.
I don't. Maybe I'll put The Crown in third. I don't know. I can see like Better Call Saul winning, just like Americans won for its last season, even though Americans was coming off of Emmy wins, and Better Call Saul has never won an Emmy. Mm-hmm. But I can see them doing that.
Pretty competitive category. The only one in our odds that is kind of buried is Ozark.
Yeah. They've never really liked Ozark anyway, so
I guess I'm like, Severance is like an obvious pick because it's like the new thing and it was popular and it's an Apple show and they're going to spend money to campaign, but it doesn't feel like a show that would win here for some reason. So I have it in first, but I'm not like confident in winning at all.
Yeah, and I think it was predicted to get a lot more nominations, right? I think people have Britt Lauren and Patty,
Right.
and they missed.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, again, it's like all of these shows are missing at least one heavily predicted nominee.
Right. The reason I thought House of the Dragon is because I think it's a consensus fave kind of thing. People watched it.
I just feel like they've never
it.
liked Game of Thrones.
Right. But it's a new group, Joyce. It's a new Globes.
New.
For drama actor choice, Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Adam Scott for Severance, Jeff Bridges for The Old Man, Kevin Costner for Yellowstone, and Diego Luna for Andor. I have Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul in first. My runner-up, though, is Diego Luna for Andor, which is a win I could actually see happening, but I'm not going to predict it.
Sure. I have my guy Bob. So I have my pair, because they often like to do a pair of series and an acting win.
Right.
So this is my pair.
That makes sense.
I could see Bob winning without the show winning.
That's what I'm predicting, because I'll have a pair later, I think.
I mean, yeah, because you don't need, not everyone can be a pair unless you're just sweeping.
Right. For TV drama actress choice, Zendaya, Imelda Staunton for The Crown, Emma Darcy for House of the Dragon, Laura Linney for Ozark, and Hilary Swank for Alaska Daily. And while I really wanted to go Hilary Swank for Alaska Daily, I'm sticking with Zendaya for Euphoria.
I have Zendaya too. I'm not very confident about it. I can see them going with something else.
Me too, but I just don't think there's like a great alternate.
I honestly, I can see them just giving it to Imelda. Like, if they're just, like, we know they love The Crown, and even though this season was meh,
could just do it.
Yeah. And everyone, well, the two people who've previously played Queen Elizabeth have won this already, right. So they could just take care of her right away.
Maybe just get it over with. It's possible. Certainly possible.
I have her in second, yeah. And then
I have
Hillary in third.
I have Hillary second. For comedy series choice, the nominees are Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Only Murders, Hacks, and Wednesday. And I have Abbott Elementary winning.
Yes.
Not much else to say here.
Yeah.
Did you see Only Murders winning?
I have The Bear in second. I have Only Murders in third. And I sadly have Reigning Champ, Hacks in fifth.
I have it in fourth. I couldn't put Wednesday in fourth for some reason. For Best TV Comedy Actor, the nominees are Jeremy Allen White for The Bear, Steve Martin, Only Murders, Bill Hader, Barry, Martin Short, Only Murders, Donald Glover for Atlanta. I have Jeremy Allen White winning for The Bear.
Yes, this is another easy one.
I think so. Feels right.
So, like, he's easily going to win this and Critics' Choice.
Right. Nothing else to say. Congratulations, Jeremy Allen White. For TV Comedy Actress, the nominees were Jenny Ortega, Quinta Brunson, Jean Smart, Selena Gomez, Kelly Cuoco. I thought I was being really suave by putting Jenna Ortega in first. And it seems like everybody else.
I did it on December 13th. So
everybody else did too. I have her winning. I think she'll win. It's pretty close. She's the top choice, but actually Quinta Brunson is more of a top choice based on our picks. But I guess more people have Jenny in first. I don't know. Jenna.
I think like she's the typical like ingenue first year show winner that has won this category frequently.
Yeah. And I think Quinta Brunson will get recognized when the show wins. So, it's not as much of a need to give her a win here.
Yeah. I mean, I would love it if Jean repeated. But I feel like it's the least likely to happen at the Globes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I know she already did it at the Emmys. So I mean, Rachel Brosnahan defended a couple years ago, but that category or like that year was also pretty weak. I think that was the year they nominated Candice Bergen for Murphy Brown. No offense to Candice Bergen, but
Yeah.
So
for TV movie limited series choice, the nominees were White Lotus, Monster, Jeffrey Dahmer Story, Blackbird, The Dropout, and Pam and Tommy. And I'm going with White Lotus, Sicily.
Yeah, I they only gave it one nomination last year for Jennifer Coolidge, but I think it's this time the show got in, and it is an anthology, so it's different than the first. Really, it's not like I mean, even though there's a shared character, it's not like an ongoing series. So maybe they did like the season more
It's definitely
than
more
the
European
first
flavor.
one. It's definitely more European.
I think it'll win. I also think recency bias helps here a little bit. So it just ended. So yeah, for movie limited series actor, it's Evan Peters for Monster, Taron Egerton for Blackbird, Andrew Garfield Under the Banner of Heaven, Sebastian Stan, Pam and Tommy, Colin Firth for The Staircase. I have Evan Peters winning for Monster.
Yeah, I think most people are going to have the same picks in limited series actor and actress.
Not everyone, Joyce, because I have a tweak coming here in actress.
You're going to have Jessica Chastain.
You're damn right I am. For limited series and TV movie actress, the nominees are Amanda Seyfried, Lily James, Jessica Chastain, Julia Garner, and Julia Roberts. And I have Jessica Chastain for George and Tammy. Let's go.
Sure. I mean, I have her in second.
I think she'll win. I just think I'm not convinced that
newest show.
I'm not convinced that the Dropout will have the long legs here, or like it's been on for so long. I don't know. I just think again, recency bias.
It got a series nomination.
Yeah, no, I know. I just think recency bias. Recency bias.
So I thought you were going to say they would want to make it up to her because they didn't give her the Globe for Tammy Faye.
That's also in play, Joyce. That would be the Critics' Choice Award. I think if they had done it.
I think I'm not confident that Amanda would be a winter sweeper like people have before her after winning the Emmy, but I can just also see it happening because it is it's not the most visible show. The most visible show is Inventing Anna, but it is a highly visible show that has performed adequately. Like it's getting the series nominations in places it was expected to when people doubted it. So, and she did win the Emmy. So
I mean, I have her in second. I would not be surprised if she won, but I'm going to go Jessica Chastain to be
maybe you just have a thing against Amanda because you went with Lily James at the Emmys.
I love Amanda though in the show. It's so strange. I did do that.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I'm just bored of everybody picking the same thing. I do love her on the show. She's great. She's better than Lily James on the show.
And yet you won't predict her.
No, I'm going Jessica Chastain. And then for TV, drama, comedy, supporting actor, the nominees are new category. Nominees are John Turturro, Henry Winkler, John Lithgow for The Old Man, Jonathan Pryce for The Crown, and Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary. And here I have my Severance pair. I have John Turturro winning for supporting actor to match the series nomination.
I think that's what most people have.
So,
I mean, this category is just white guys and Tyler James Williams. Like old white guys.
Not old men.
I have John Lithgow. This is my wild card.
He was my runner-up. I really wanted to put him in there, but because I think I need to match the series, I'm going with.
So basically, I don't have Severance winning anything, which might be a mistake. It probably is a mistake.
Maybe. But I think Lithgow could win here, though. I definitely do. It just feels so Globesy.
Yeah. I have Turturro in second, and Henry Winkler in third. So here's the thing: when they just used to have the one catch-all supporting category, it was very tough for the comedic nominees, the comedy nominees, to win.
Right.
Like, because they're up against drama and then the limited people, which is 99.9% drama.
Right.
You know, so now it's split and this is comedy and drama. So, but I still think like it's hard for them to beat the dramatic performances.
Yeah, I do too. For TV, comedy, drama, supporting actress, Shirley Ralph, Elizabeth Debicki, Hannah Einbinder, Julia Garner, and Janelle James. So what I just said, though, I don't agree with because I have Shirley Ralph winning for Abbott Elementary.
I have her too, but I have that off of her Emmy win in Speech.
Right.
And then I have that as my pair with Abbott.
Right.
So
I have Elizabeth Debicki in second.
I do too.
We have a few left here, 2 left. Now here's the new category: TV limited movie, TV limited and movie supporting actor. We have worded very strangely on this, I would say, but TV movie or limited series supporting actor. Paul Walter Hauser, F. Murray Abraham, Richard Jenkins, Seth Rogen, and Domhnall Gleeson. Just have our guy Paul Walter Hauser for Blackbird.
I have him too.
What a great performance. Love this guy. Terrible character. He plays a terrible person, but love this actor and performance.
And then I have Domhnall Gleeson in second. So I have father and son being runner-up at the Globes.
Wow, nice. I put F. Murray Abraham in second for White Lotus. He's just fun in the show. Just a good performance.
I have him the last.
Wow. And then for TV limited or series or movie supporting actress, Jennifer Coolidge for The White Lotus, Niecy Nash-Betts for Monster, Aubrey Plaza for The White Lotus, Daisy Edgar-Jones for Under the Banner of Heaven, and Claire Danes for Fleischman in Trouble. And while I almost wanted to put Claire Danes in for Fleischman in Trouble, Joyce, because it is an absolutely fantastic show, I have Jennifer Coolidge winning for White Lotus, and I have Claire Danes in second.
I can actually see Claire winning. I have Jennifer in first, but
I think Claire could win too. But
I think Claire could win too. Like they gave it to her many, many moons ago for My So-Called Life.
Yeah.
When she was a wee teen. And she does have like her episode, it's just all her. Like that is the definition of an Emmy tape. And I think with the the elimination of the unlimited ballot, we're going way ahead now. But they listen to us. They killed the unlimited ballot. And I think that would really help Claire Danes when Emmy time comes around.
I'll tell you what show I'm going to be talking a lot about. Fleischman in Trouble. It's the best, Joyce. It was so good.
It's such a Chris show. I watched it over break and I'm like, this is such a Chris show.
Oh man, Lizzie Kaplan is amazing on it. I want to put her everywhere.
I mean, the last 2 episodes are the best. The episodes are way too long.
I loved the whole thing. I was like, this is like a movie, but a show. It's as good as most movies.
No, movies that shows that like
I'm saying
on my blacklist.
Quality wise, it is as good as any movie last year, I would say. Not Top Gun Maverick.
But why can't a movie be as good as a TV show? Why is it always a TV show has to be as good?
Because TV is a lesser art form, Joyce, right?
No, TV is great.
Okay.
TV is great. Don't dunk on TV. TV is your most intimate friend.
It's fine. TV's fine.
You should not be allowed to do these predictions. Get out of here. You can't watch Succession this year, okay?
Damn it. Come on.
Yeah. I'm not asking you to say TV is better. I'm asking you to show it some respect.
I'll show it respect. I do respect.
It's not like this also goes back to like not how Austin Butler is a breakthrough performer to a lot of people. It's like yeah, he started on TV and like sure, yeah, they were like Disney and Nick shows. But like oftentimes people treat a breakthrough in film where people coming from TV, and it's never the other way around. Like if someone's from movie going to TV, no one's ever saying like they're a breakthrough performer in TV when they're coming from film.
I guess I would say about TV, I think in recent years there's it's been in fashion for a lot of elite on social media.
Well, yes, because it's like the limited
TV's better than movies, and I don't believe.
Well, yeah, because more people are going, like movie stars are going to do limited series.
I just don't believe that.
It takes up less of their time than going series. Yeah. But I hate when these people call their show an X-hour movie, like it's a 10-hour movie. Right. No, you're making a TV show. If you want to make a movie, just make a movie.
To be fair to Fleischman, Taffy Brodesser-Akner, who's the showrunner and writer, did say that she thought like it would not work as a movie. It needed the 8 episodes because of the way it unfolds. And it's great. And
those episodes were almost movie length. So
no, they're not. They're great.
They're over an hour.
It's a fabulous show.
This episode is like 6 to 8 minutes. Okay,
so good.
He's very good in it, but it's 6 to 8 minutes.
Loved it so much. But anyway, I have Jennifer Coolidge winning just because everyone else does. But like we're saying, I would not be surprised if Claire Danes won at all.
I also think Jennifer was better this season than last season.
I agree. She actually had way more to do. I didn't particularly enjoy her in last season on White Lotus. She was much more of a comic relief, and I thought the other actress performances, like we had talked about, she was never going to lose. But I would, if we were ranking them, I would put her in the middle. Like there were better performances.
Yeah, I like Alexandra Daddario in the first season.
Yep. More. I thought Natasha Rothwell was really great, and Connie Britton was really great, and I love Sydney Sweeney on that season. Jennifer Coolidge was fine, but I understand why everyone loved her. She was like a meme machine. This season, I think she had a lot more to do and a lot more depth.
She did, and she was basically the lead this season, even though it's still an ensemble show and they're all in supporting. But she's the central character basically, and then the finale, just so many memes.
So that's it. Those are the Globes, Joyce. We did it. What a great ceremony this will be.
How many categories are you going to change in the next 6 days?
I mean, maybe one or two. I don't think I don't feel like a lot of these I think are pretty chalk, honestly. So I'm just going to stick with that. And in the movie side, I could see moving off Elvis and going back to Avatar, frankly. But I don't know. I'll probably stick with Elvis.
What if it's just Fabelmans and Spielberg?
It could be, and then I think we would just say, "Oh, it confirms." I mean, the thing with the Fabelmans is everyone I talked to over break who was I watched Fabelmans, they were like, "It's good." No one was in love with it. No one thought it was bad. Everyone's just it's.
That's why it's good for the preferential ballot. I don't know. I think that's also why it's not winning the plurality vote in a lot of these critics awards. Also because it's not cool.
And I agree with that, and I also think that in the end, Everything Everywhere is way more polarizing than Fabelmans. It still is. Even though people are kind of pushing that through as the favorite now. I think it's in first in our odds even for the Oscars.
Well, yeah, but that's also because it's been just winning every single 700 critics award.
Do you think it is more polarized? I honestly think Top Gun and Elvis and Banshees, you could argue, are as competitive, if not you're as competitive as Everything Everywhere and in that potential as a Best Picture winner.
Yeah, I mean they're all top 4 really. Right. I mean I can see some people not getting Banshees. It is a more dark and bittersweet. It's not uplifting by the end really, which I love. I don't need happy endings.
Right.
But yeah, but it's not confusing.
I want to give you a scenario before we sign off here, and we'll come back in a minute to do the SAGs. Top Gun Maverick wins Golden Globe here for Best Picture drama. Top Gun Maverick is nominated and wins the PGA Awards and gets a SAG Ensemble nomination. Does that make it the front runner for Best Picture going to the Oscars?
I mean, yeah, I think PGA, not the Globe, is the real test.
Right.
I mean, PGA is the test for everybody, really.
PGA is the test for everybody, but I'm if Top Gun wins at the Globes, people will be surprised. And then
people will be surprised mostly because they think they hate Tom Cruise.
And then it gets a SAG Ensemble nomination. People will be shocked, I think. Not us, because I'm predicting it, and you probably will too when we get to that. But
no, I don't know if they'll be shocked, but they might be shocked in the moment, but retroactively it'll make sense.
And then if it wins a PGA award, I'm this is going to go into the Oscars as a Best Picture favorite. I think it can actually win.
Listen, it's the only that and Glass Onion are the only movies my regular friends watched over break. Top
Gun is really the only movie I haven't heard one person say a negative thing about.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it could happen. So maybe I'll put Top Gun in first here.
Yeah, those are. What else who else told me what they watched? I don't know. I still don't know a regular person who's seen the Fabelmans. So
I showed it to my parents, on the screener. They thought it was fine. They were good movie, a little long.
Did that disappoint you?
No, I wasn't crying about it. They were it was a little long.
It is, but it goes by so quickly.
I thought that too, but they were once it gets to the, I mean, they kind of hitting the same.
Once it gets to the high school stuff.
Yeah, and they were we needed to end. It ends, and I think they were kind of pushing up against the David Lynch scene because it was just it already ended. The movie does end there. It is an epilogue, but it's an extra 8 minutes a movie. 5, he's on screen for 3 minutes, and there's probably 5 minutes of, we got another 3 or 4 minutes of Dano. I don't know. It's like a longer epilogue.
Yeah, it's a long scene in the apartment.
Right.
But yeah, he needs
Great
the
movie,
pep
though.
talk from
Still
his
love it.
dad.
All right, Joyce, that's it. So we'll be back in the same clothes for our SAG
Not
Award
changing.
nominations predictions. Talk to you then. Bye.